59% win ratio. Second to none.
Welcome back to the Fourth Man's YouTube channel. Welcome to a brand new series. Everton is over, so I have made the trip down south into Wiltshire. Welcome to Swindon Town and welcome to the Tim Sherwood Challenge. It'll become clear very soon why it's called that, but for now, let's go into our game. Now, this is what we are doing here. We are going to pick only one country, which is England, League 2 and above. But in terms of our database and our players, as you can see here, I usually go with this instead of picking loads of leagues. I've picked all players with continental reputation and from clubs in continental competitions for all the clubs except for Europe, where I picked all international players from Europe, all players from top clubs and from top division clubs, and players with national reputation. So that's the sort of players that we're looking at. About 59,000 players. Not too many, not too few, and this should take it. Elsewhere, we are not adding Keystar. We are preventing use of the in-game editor, so you know there's no editing players. The only edit I've made, which was in the Football Manager editor, not the in-game one, but the separate one. The only change I've made is that Tim Sherwood has moved to Swindon as Director of Football, because that is a move that was made in real life in November, and that was when I actually had the idea for the series. Of course, Everton was what I was doing then, so I had to wait for that to finish before I could start it. So yeah, this series pretty much revolves more around Tim Sherwood than it does around me. You'll see why very soon. I've also got disabled player attribute masking on, so we will be able to see all the attributes of every player instead of it, you know, hiding them. So because it would assume that we wouldn't know everything about the player. So you know, we can just get those attributes through scouting or through like just talking to people. So it says it all there. So you know, tick that option and it will just show all the information from the player. So there you go. So it doesn't really mean scouting is as important because you know you'll have all the attributes for a player. It won't be too important for me. Like I keep saying, you're going to see why. So very quickly, while this is loading up, if you are excited for the new series, drop a like down below, leave any comments, and if you want to see these videos as and when they're turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I'm going to do this in the middle and at the end. I used to do it at the end, but now I'm gonna say it twice. It's been my first video for a while. Of course, Everton ended. I did a couple of separate videos looking at Everton's future after I'd left. It went okay. If you don't want to see those, then go back and watch them. But yeah, we're starting a new series today. This hopefully will be coming out on Monday the 23rd. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's very, very different from anything I've done before. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm playing with my toggles because I'm bored waiting for this to set up. It's taking forever. Very quickly, Editor Andy, feel free to put in a SpongeBob time card here if you want. It'd be my pleasure.
One eternity later.
Hooray, we are there. So this is the manager that I have. I created this in a test run, and I'm just going to use him. He's fine. The face looks a little bit weird, but we're going to stick with it. It looks a little bit like me, I guess. As far as the attributes, adaptability is at 1 because I don't intend on moving clubs at all in this save. Everything else is fairly balanced apart from player and youngster knowledge, but again, everything else is pretty balanced. So we're just going to use that profile there. So picking the team, so as I said, we are going to be managing Swindon, so let's go down to League 1 and let's go to Swindon. Now, interested to see what their media prediction is. Predicted to finish 13th, so mid-table, which is, probably where Swindon are. I mean, League 1 is so unpredictable. It's, one of the most difficult leagues to win in real life. I mean, in FM, you might well do it first time. But, I mean, in real life, this league is just so open that anybody could win it. And Swindon, they came close before. They actually came close to get promoted via the playoffs, but unfortunately, they lost to Preston in the final. And since then, they had a couple of mid-table finishes. They had a mid-table finish in 2016. And this season, I don't know why they are, to be honest. I don't really follow League 1 a great deal. But Swindon is the team we are going to pick. So a little bit about Swindon. They were actually the first team to win what was then the Division 1 playoff to get into the Premier League. They were in it in 1993. They were only there for one season. And they came back down that same season. But they were in the Premier League for one season. They've been in the Championship. They've been in League 1. They've been in League 2. They've been all around the block. But for quite a while, they've been stuck in League 1. They were in League 2 a few seasons ago, but came up. But they haven't been in the Championship for, well, not since about 2000, I don't think. So we are going to pick Swindon. Now, managerial style, we don't need to do this again, so we'll leave that. Let's start playing, and I'll just save the game, and we'll get on with it. Okay, so Force 9 takes charge at Swindon. There it is. So welcome to Swindon. So this is going to be the meeting with the chairman. We'll come on to that in a second. Transfers update. So we have 1 player out on loan, 3 players in on loan, which are Doughty from Queen's Park Rangers, Furlong also from QPR, and Lloyd Jones from Liverpool, all on season-long loans. Injury updates. Rafael Branco has a groin injury. He's going to be out for 4 to 5 months with that. Is he any good? He's a pretty average defender. Also, yes, I've changed the attributes a little bit. Now, I was going to change the thresholds for League 1 to make it so that we know which players are good. But I haven't done that. Instead, what I've done is the attributes that are 16 or over are now going to appear gold. And then green are really good. I don't want it blue, actually. I'm going to change it to something other than blue. I'm thinking like a... I don't know, just like white or something like that. If you don't know how to do this, if you go to preferences, I learned this from someone else as well because I forgot as well. Go to preferences and then go to interface, and then here where it says skin colors, and you can change the attribute colors. So if you want an excellent attribute to turn to gold, you can change it to whatever you want. So the average one, I think we're just going to change that to white. That's what we're going to do there. You can change the thresholds as well. So if you want excellent attributes to appear as like 14, maybe if you're playing in a really low league, then you can do that. And also you can change the colouring for the player positioning as well, whether they're natural or not. And the colour codes for players that are on loan or injured or whatnot, you can do that as well. And that's all here on skin colours. So that's a little thing that you might want to know if you do want to change how your game looks, if you don't just want to change the skin. So this is called the Tim Sherwood Challenge. Something's missing, and I'll go and get it very quickly. Now you can't have a Tim Sherwood Challenge without a gilet, and this was suggested by someone in a Discord group. I think his name is Touchline Treble. If I got that wrong, I do apologise. But I mentioned I was doing the Tim Sherwood Challenge. I showed a thumbnail off and someone said, get your gilet ready. And I thought, you know, that's a really good idea. So thank you to him for that suggestion. And, well, here it is. Here's my gilet. It's not like a Spurs one or anything. In fact, it says Mountain Warehouse. I don't do anything like that. I literally bought this on the fly. It cost like £15, something like that. So I thought, why the hell not? And I think that looks better than blue, so I'm happy with that. That's fine. Anything else here we can look at? So we've got responsibilities. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Hopefully you're interested already, but this is where it gets really interesting. So we're now going to go to the meeting with the chairman. And so here we go. Welcome to the Robins, he says. Let's just get it underway. So, right, history, yes, we'll have that. What else have we got here? So philosophies: sign young players for the first team, develop players using the club's youth system. So, you know, we could ask to change that, but we probably won't get it, so I'm happy to do that. That's fine. Press conference, absolutely. And then we'll have a meeting later on with what would be the assistant manager, but they don't have one. So instead, I think it's the head of youth development. It is indeed. Swindon don't seem to have a great deal of staff. Let's have a look, actually. Who have they got? Not a lot at all. They have no assistant manager. They have no fitness coaches. They have no scouts. No physio. They've got one head physio and one doctor. They have no physios. No data analysis. No data analysts, rather. Yeah, they're a bit lacking on the coaching front, it seems. So that hopefully will be sorted out, but not by me. So you might be wondering, what sort of money do I have to spend? Well, the answer to that is I don't have any money to spend. And while it does say there that we have a £150,000 transfer budget, I'm not going to be spending that £150,000. Instead, our director of football, Tim Sherwood, is. Because the Tim Sherwood Challenge is all transfers and contracts, including staff, are handled by the director of football, meaning that I have absolutely zero control over who comes in and out of the club. That is Tim Sherwood's job. That is nothing to do with me. My only job is to pick the team and pick the tactic and training. I can scout players, but I certainly can't sign them or make offers or anything like that. That is all done by the director of football. So that is the Tim Sherwood Challenge. If you've been around the FM scene for quite a while, you might remember the Joe Kinnear challenge, which was I think in FM 13, maybe even earlier than that, where it was a very similar thing with Newcastle, that you took charge of Newcastle and you left all signings to Joe Kinnear, which ended up really good because Joe Kinnear is one of the best director of footballers of all time. So yeah, this is either going to be really interesting or a complete disaster. I'm hoping the former, but I'm expecting the latter. I've got no idea what's going to happen. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm excited. So with a transfer budget of £150,000, you certainly can get players for that. 60% of the transfer revenue, so at least we're getting some money back if we are selling players. As far as wage budget, we've got £4,600 a week to spend there. I say we, Tim Sherwood. So, you know, we can do stuff with that, I think. We'll have a look at the team next episode, but for now, let's get on with the rest of these meetings. So we've got the background of Swindon. They've got a League One title there, which was somewhere, I don't know when it was, in 1996. They won an EFL Cup in 1969. Late 60s was their best year by far, but one of their best players then. They've got the whole stand named after him now. League 2 winners in 86 and 2012. That was ages ago, and then they were ages ago as well. So as you can see, I mentioned they've been in League 1 for a while. They got relegated from the Championship in 2000, and they've been in League 1 ever since, apart from a couple of spells in League 2 in 2006 and in 2011. So I want to try and get them back to the Championship in the next 2 seasons. Next season, I want to at least get to the playoffs. That's going to be my goal there. But playoffs are very hard to win, so we're going to do the best we can, and you know, this will only end when I get sacked, or hopefully if I win the Champions League. I don't think it's going to end for anything other than that. I don't know how long this will go on for, or until I get bored of it. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So looking at general, what else do we have here? Derbies, so Oxford United, Bristol City and Reading. Of course, Bristol City and Reading I think are in the Championship. Oxford are in our division. Bristol Rovers in League 1? They are indeed as well. So lots of rivals in this division, and of course, well, the A420 derby.
Smoke weed every day.
I'm going to be calling that the Blaze derby from now on. Against Oxford is, you know, the biggest derby of all, it seems. Finances are okay. The owner loves the club. Average ticket price £24 for a League 1 team. That's still pretty bonkers. Let's have a look at some of these legends then. Dom Rogers was the player from the 60s. He's still got the stand named after him. Some icons there. Luongo is a fairly recent player, and some current players there as well. Yasser Kasim is a player that's plays for them now. Will definitely be one of the best players. Ozzy Ardiles is a former manager of theirs. Of course, there's Paolo Di Canio, who got them promoted from League 2. Charlie Austin was a former Swindon player apparently, before I guess he moved to the Championship. When was that? It was, yeah, before he went to Burnley, and then of course after that he went to Queen's Park Rangers. There's Wes Fotheringham, former goalkeeper, who has moved to Scotland. You know, there are some big names in the past, and you know, those names need to be replaced. But I'm not going to be the one replacing them. So looking at facilities then, rent £100,000 a year. So we don't actually own the stadium. That might be a thing to do. Maybe as soon as we can, is buy the stadium and clear that. Capacity at 15,000. I don't think we'll be able to do anything with that until we secure a good status, maybe in the Championship, so that might take a couple of years. Of course, it was built in 1896, so stadium is over 100 years old, so maybe we should try and build a new one in the next few years. It's owned by the council, of course, so we want to try and buy it. What else do we have? As far as facilities, we've got poor youth facilities, so we want to try and improve those as soon as we can. Training facilities are good, so I don't see any point in changing that anytime soon. Adequate junior coaching and average youth recruitment, we'll try and change those if we can. Do we have any affiliates? We've got Swindon Supermarines, sorry. Hungerford, Cirencester and Chippenham. I guess they're all local teams to us, I'm not quite sure. We don't have any proposed affiliates. So, yeah, that's that. Of course, next episode we're going to look at the team, and I'm going to try and build a tactic with it as well. So, transfer budgets, we know they're all there. So, they're expecting a top half finish in League 1. I think that's achievable. FA Cup, they want us to reach the 3rd round. I don't know when we enter the FA Cup. I'm not sure if that's the 1st or 2nd round. And the EFL Cup, I imagine we start on the 1st round, and they just want us to win one match there. So let's meet the players. we will have a good look at the team next time round. Morale is very mixed, it seems. Lots of goods and fairly poors and poors. No massive concerns, it seems. People have signed new deals and the like, but it doesn't look like there's anyone who's unhappy for any particular reason, so that's good. I'm going to agree with the board and say I think we can finish in the top half, and you know, they all seem happy with that, so that's fine. I mentioned the Discord group earlier, and I'm going to leave the description down below actually, because it is really interesting. So it was created by Dr. Benji FM, and it's a Discord group full of Football Manager content creators. So if you make Football Manager content, whether it be on YouTube, whether you stream on Twitch, or if you do like Football Manager blogs on FM Scout or any of those sites like that, then you can join the Discord down below in the description, and you can get, if you want advice from other creators, or you want tips, or you just want to show off some content, or if you've got like sort of technical problems, there's people who can help you out there as well. It's got, everything you're looking for there. So I'll put the description down below, and if you are interested, you can go and join the group. But only join if you are a content creator. And if you don't have a Discord, try and sign up with your Twitter handle as well, so everyone knows who everyone is, and it's easy to follow people. But that's all I'm going to say about it. I'll leave the description down below. If you're interested, go and check it out. My voice went. Right. So we need to go to staff responsibilities and change a few things here, because as I said, we aren't making signings. So we are going to hire or fire the director of football, because if he gets fired, that's the end. If Tim Sherwood loses his job, then we lose our job essentially. But all of this is going to be taken care of by Tim Sherwood. So all the hiring and firing of the staff, incoming transfers as well, Tim Sherwood. He's going to make offers, he's going to handle contract negotiations, and the same for young players as well, and the same with outgoings as well. He'll decide who gets sold. So Tim Sherwood is entirely in charge of transfers and contract renewals as well. So he'll decide who signs a new deal, who doesn't get a new deal. So we decide if the director of football is given a new contract, but he decides staff. Scouting is all set up by me, and then our head of youth development is doing the training. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here for now. So we've learned a little bit about the club. We've taken the job. I've explained to you the rules of the series. So next episode, we are going to have a good look at the team, and we're going to build a tactic. And if there's time, I may well play that first friendly match against Selkirk, who are a team in the Lowland League in Scotland. So we might see that game next episode, but for now, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below, leave any comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode, where we're going to have a good look at the Swindon team. Thank you for watching. I will see you then. Goodbye.